Hello friends, now we are in numerical number 7 of problem set circle and part is center of circle x and y touch each other at point z. A secant passing through z intersect at a and b. Prove that radius xa parallel to radius yb. Now I'm going to elaborate the same question from diagram point of view. X is the center of first circle or you can say smaller circle. Y is the center of second circle or you can say larger circle. Both circle touches each other at point Z. As per their condition, XA is the radius of a smaller circle and YBB is the radius of a larger circle. They have drawn one line which passes from B as well as A or A as well as B. At the same time, the same secant passes through common point of touching, external touching, that is Z. And now we have to prove that XA means radius XA is parallel to radius YB. In that case, they have made two parts. First, they have given a construction, and second, entire question is given in the form of answer structure but in the form of fill in the blanks. So after some time, we are going to write entire structure and keeping empty as a fill in the blanks. But before that, there is a small construction, and in the first stage of a construction, they have joined X with Y, which line passes through Z. And the part is and in this way they have drawn one construction where line passes from X and Y as well as it passes through common point of external touching point, and we know that line joining center of a circle must passes through the common point of a contact, either internally touching or externally touching. In this way, structure is going to get completed and we have to prove that XA parallel to YB in the form of radius structure. Entire part we are going to write in the structure, keeping fill in the blanks ready. Now, whatever may be part which is we have explained over here, now we are going to put all the part in the form of fill in the blanks and the data as per given in the textbook. And the part is, here X and Y are the two external touching circle at point Z. Their first construction is draw segment XZ and YZ. So it become segment YZ. Now one by one as per their answer part. Therefore your answer starts over here. By theorem of touching circle, point X, Y, Z are collinear because they are on same straight line, are collinear. Now coming to the part, therefore angle XZA is congruent to, they have given the fill in the blanks and reason they have given opposite angle. So remember from here diagram XZA, this is the angle over here. Naturally, its vertically opposite angle is BZY, which is over here. So I am going to write the answer as angle BZY and your reason become opposite angle. Next, let angle XZA is equal to BZY equal to A. Means here angle XZA equal to BZY, they have assumed it as A. Now they have equal angles, so indicating by equal value, that is AA, and they have given it as a equation number 1. Next, now segment XA is congruent to segment XZ. Segment XA is congruent to XZ. From diagram we can see that these are nothing but radius of same circle. So in a reason I am going to write radius of same circle with center X. If you want to write, definitely you can have. Next, they have given angle XAZ is congruent to angle what? Equal to A, and the reason is isosceles triangle theorem, given number as a 2. Naturally XAZ over here means they are talking about XAZ, means they are talking about this angle. Naturally this XZ equal to XA, this triangle become isosceles and angle XAZ equal to XZA. So angle XAZ is equal to angle XZA, and this is nothing but answer of fill in the blanks, which equal to A. Means now they have taken it A also, and reason is isosceles triangle theorem, equation number 2. Next, similarly segment YB is congruent to what, and they have given the reason, fill in the blanks. Now segment YB, again I am coming to the diagram. Segment YB, naturally segment YB is congruent to YZ, reason both are the radius of larger circle, and naturally if this is a automatically they have to write the A. But coming to the part, segment YB is congruent to segment YZ, and reason become radius of same circle. Next, therefore angle BZY, angle BZY is congruent to what, and that is A. Here BZY, naturally as usual these two sides are congruent, naturally opposite angle must be congruent, so this is also becoming A, that you can write ZBY, angle ZBY, and again it is assumed as A as per their part. It is nothing but these two angles are congruent, and these are nothing but, as angle BZY is congruent to angle ZBY and angle A, and it is nothing but isosceles triangle theorem. And they have given that equation number 3. Now we are going to write a conclusion from equation number 1, equation number 2 and equation number 3. And what is that conclusion? I repeat, what is that conclusion? Here in equation number, this A equal to A, reason vertically opposite angle. In second part we have proved A equal to A, this is nothing but isosceles triangle. And in the third equation again we are able to prove A equal to A. Naturally first is equal to second, second equal to third, and third equal to fourth. We can say that first equal to fourth, means angle XAZ is equal to YBA, YBZ. Naturally this A equal to A, these become automatically alternate angle. Why? Because these two lines will be act as a parallel line and AB act as a transversal. We are going to write that part over here. Therefore, now from equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3, angle XAZ is equal to angle YBZ, angle YBZ, and finally if XAZ equal to YBZ, this is act as a alternate angle where AB is act as a transversal. Therefore radius XA is parallel to radius YB, radius XA parallel to radius YB, and we can give a reason as alternate angle theorem by alternate angle theorem. And in this way you can complete the structure of fill in the blanks. Hello student, already we have completed all the numericals based on 3.1 to 3.5. Now we are in problem set of chapter number 3, circle, and in that case question number 8 is, question number 8, circle with centers x and y, circles with center x and y touches internally at point z. Means there are two circles having center x and y touches each other internally at point z. Segment BZ is a chord of a bigger circle. Segment BZ is a chord of a bigger circle and it intersect smaller circle at point A. Prove that segment AX parallel to BY. So now we are trying to understand the same question from diagram point of view. Now please observe the diagram carefully because trick of answer is hidden in a question in terms of a diagram only. So here they have given a part. Let us say X is a center of a smaller circle, Y is a center of a larger circle, and both the circle touches each other at point Z. BZ is a chord of a larger circle. BZ is a chord of a larger circle which intersects smaller circle at point A. Means BZ is a chord of a larger circle which intersect the smaller circle. Means having a center X at point A. Then prove that. What exactly we have to prove that? We have to prove that as per condition AX is parallel to BY. So I am going to draw that part. We have to prove that AX parallel to BY. This diagram up to this part is already given in your textbook, and we have to prove that AX is parallel to BY. When you have to prove that part, either you have to go through the test of any respective alternate angle, interior angle, corresponding angle. Means we are always taking the part of parallel line in that case. Now if you want to prove that AX parallel to BY, AX parallel to BY, then you have to prove angle XAZ is congruent to YBZ, because these will become then corresponding angles, and according to that you can prove it. But now how to complete the part? First of all, here we have to do a construction. And the construction is, we know that line joining the center of a circle, if circle touches internally as well as externally, anyway it is true, line joining the center of a circle must passes through the common point of contact. So here I am going to join a segment YXZ over here, and this is the additional part that we are going to draw over here because it is not given in your numerical part. So remember, as per your textbook, this YXZ, there is no line, we have drawn it. You can call it as a construction. And again, for better understanding how to prove, I have drawn two additional diagrams in front of you so that you can easily understand the part. Remember, these diagrams are nothing but just supplementary diagram and to understand the proof. So the part is, let us say there is a two circle, one is a larger circle, second is a smaller circle. In short, I have separated these two circles so that you can easily understand the part. First, having a circle center X. So here as per your diagram, XAZ. So XAZ. And in construction we have joined XZ. So I have joined XZ over here. Now observe this circle first carefully. Now from this diagram I am going to write number 1, from this diagram I am going to write number 2, and then I am coming for final answer so that you can easily understand the part. One by one, if you understand a diagram, circle with center X, and the part is XAZ. If you observe this triangle carefully, then X is the center of a circle and XA is a radius of a circle, as well as XZ is a radius of a circle. I repeat, here XA is a radius of a circle and XZ is a radius of a circle. Naturally, these are the radius of same circle. Naturally, I can say that radius XA is congruent to radius XZ. Now, if radius of circles are congruent, naturally this triangle XAZ become isosceles triangle because its two sides are equal. And if isosceles triangle is over here, then its remaining two angle must be congruent. Means opposite to side XA, angle Z, means which is over here. And another angle opposite to side XZ, this opposite angle A, which is over here. This must be congruent because these are angles of isosceles triangle. And from number 1, we are getting one conclusion, that is XZA is equal to XAZ. We are going to write that part in number 1. So this will be our part 1 in a group. Now coming to the same structure in number 2. Again, Y is the center of a circle. Y is the center of a larger circle. And there is a point on a circumference B and Z over here. As per our construction, we have joined YZ. Now again, same concept of previous part will become for number 2. Here Y is the center of a circle, Y is the center of a circle, and YB and YZ are the radius of same circle, means you can say larger circle. Naturally radius BY or YB must be equal to radius YZ. Why? Because the radius of larger circle. Naturally radius YB is equal to radius YZ. Again your triangle YBZ become isosceles triangle. And again if it is an isosceles triangle, then its corresponding angle must be congruent. Means opposite to BY or YB, here angle Z is equal to opposite to YZ, your angle B. This must be congruent. Reason angles of isosceles triangle. And here as these two angles are congruent, here number 2 is the part going to get complete. But now what is the common similarity or common part between number 1 and number 2? Here your Z means XZA and here Z means YZB. If you are going to observe from the main diagram, XZA or YZB, it is same. If these two angles are congruent, automatically you can say that angle A is congruent to angle B. In a main diagram, XAZ is congruent to YBZ, means these two angles become corresponding angles, means here this part is congruent with this part. Now if these two angles become congruent, then naturally these are corresponding angles, means angle XAZ and YBZ, if these two are congruent, then these are corresponding angle where your BZ is a transversal, and naturally XAZ is congruent to YBZ from 1 and 2. Then your segment AX is parallel to BY, and we are going to write all this part in number 3. And in this way, number 1, number 2 and number 3, we are going to make the combination. So please pay attention. No doubt, I am going to write all the answer in the form of number, statement, reason. So please try to understand that part. Now student, first of all draw this diagram so that you can easily understand the concept what I am going to write in the form of number, statement, reason. So once again request, first please draw the diagram. Now the part in terms of explanation over here. First, we have drawn one construction, that is nothing but we have drawn a line YZ. So the first part, draw segment YZ and explanation. Draw segment YZ, Y dash, X dash Z. Here, line joining centers of a circle, line joining centers of internally touching circle, now one by one part is, as you have drawn a segment YZ which is nothing but Y dash X dash Z, where Y is the center of a larger circle, X is the center of a smaller circle and Z is a common point of contact. Now one by one we are taking a part over here from the first circle, means circle with center X. So here therefore for circle with center X, this is nothing but the declaration about a diagram so that anyone can understand properly. Here radius XA is equal to radius XZ. Radius XA is congruent to radius XZ. Reason, radius of same circle. So radius of same circle therefore triangle XAZ is an isosceles triangle. Now as triangle XAZ is an isosceles triangle, now your next part will be get started. triangle XYZ is an isosceles triangle, then you can say angle XAZ is equal to XZA. Therefore, angle XZA is congruent to angle XAZ. I'm going to call it as equation number 1 and reason angles of isosceles triangle. Angles of isosceles triangle. Now this is the main key for our first part. We are going to draw or write the same part for second circle, means circle with center Y, and we are using the first and second to give the conclusion of third. So second part is nothing but circle with center Y. So circle with center Y. Because in the first group we have declared the circle with center X, in the second group circle with center Y, and the part is radius YZ is congruent to radius YB. Radius YZ is congruent to radius YB. Radius of same circle, or you can say radius of a larger circle. Radius of same circle. Next, as YZ is equal to YB, we can say that triangle YZB. Therefore, triangle YZB is an isosceles triangle. As we have declared Y by Z as isosceles triangle, naturally you can say that angle YZB. Therefore, angle YZB is congruent with angle YBZ, YBZ. And again I am going to give it as equation number 2 and reason angles of isosceles triangle. Angles of isosceles triangle. Now, here YZB is congruent to YBZ as equation number 2. Now observe the part over here carefully. Now the part is here equation 1 and 2 contain one part, and that part is most important for understanding point of view. What is that? Here we have written the name of angle XZA. And in secondary we have written the name of angle YZB. Over here, angle XZA or YZB, these are same angle. If these two are equal, naturally we can show these two angles are equal, and we are using that logic over here. So please try to understand. Here the third part is, we have a supportive part from equation 1 and equation 2. So we are writing from that part. From equation 1 and 2, what is exactly? Here the first part is angle XZA. Angle XZA is equal to angle YZB. YZB. Here XZA is congruent to YZB. That is the reason from equation 1 and 2. Either you can declare that upward, or also you can write in a reason. From equation 1 and 2. I repeat, you can declare it over here or you can declare it in a reason. Both the way it is true, but try to understand the concept. Naturally, we can have a part angle XAZ. Therefore, the part is angle XAZ. Angle XAZ is congruent to angle YBZ. YBZ. But again, if XAZ is congruent to YBZ, or you can also have XAZ is equal to YBZ from 1 and 2, but these are corresponding angles. Therefore we can have AX parallel to BY, or segment AX is parallel to segment BY, and segment AX parallel to BY, and we are going to give the reason angles or corresponding angle test. Corresponding angle test. And in this way, by making proper group number 1, proper group number 2 and proper group number 3, you can complete the entire proof. Student, these two diagrams that I have drawn for you just for a proper support. But if you are not going to understand this diagram, you cannot understand the writing methodology of this part. This main diagram is already given in your textbook with construction that I have added over here. But these two isolated diagram is not given over here. So first draw this isolated diagram and then go for a writing. Then and then you can understand the part. In exam you can draw only one diagram, that is a main diagram. Rest of the part I have given in a systematical manner in front of you. So please try to understand. Hello friends, already we have completed 8th numerical, and after completing 8th numerical we are moving to the next question, that is question number 9. Question number 9. Line L touches the circle with center O at point P. Q is the midpoint of a radius OP. RS is a chord through Q such that chord RS parallel to line L. If RS is equal to 12, then find the radius of circle. Now this question I am going to explain in terms of diagram point of view. Student, please pay attention. When you are going to attend any lecture, first read the question and diagram from textbook and then start observing this lecture. That will be very helpful for you. Now coming to the part over here in terms of a diagram. As per their diagram, they have given O is a center of a circle. O is a center of a circle, and as per their explanation, point P is on circle. So O is the center of a circle and point P is on circumference of circle. Next, they have given Q is a midpoint of radius OP. Q is a midpoint of radius OP. Means Q is a midpoint of OP. Means we can say that OQ is equal to QP. They have given over here. In short, OP is a radius, but now OQ is equal to QP. They have given over here. Next, RS is a chord. RS is a chord through Q such that chord RS is parallel to line L. RS is a chord. RS is a chord which passes through point Q and it is parallel to line L, or they have given RS parallel to line L. If RS is 12, means from R to S, if you want additional part, I am going to draw it over here. And the part is, we know that from R to S, this distance is given by them as a 12. Just part as a knowledge. Just as a part of a knowledge, I have drawn it. RS is 12. Then find the radius. Then find the radius. Now remember, first of all the part is, they have not given a radius over here. So, as per part of a construction, I am going to draw it over here. Now, let us say we are interested to find the radius. So first, I am going to join this O with R. Now automatically it will be a radius of a circle, or you can say our target is to find OR logically. Now one by one part over here. First of all, OP is a radius of a circle and line L is a tangent. Naturally I can say that OP is perpendicular to line L, means this angle. Now I have to say angle OP, and there is no point, so I am going to take additional point and indicating it as M. Now you can say that angle OPM is 90 degree. Reason, radius tangent property. This part I am going to write in number 1. After that, they have given another part, that this line L is parallel to RS, or you can say RS is parallel to line L. Naturally RS is parallel to line L, then OP will be act as a transversal, and naturally if it is a transversal, their corresponding angle must be congruent. Means you can say that angle OPM angle OPM must be equal to OQR. So our angle OQR, this angle become 90 degree. Due to first angle 90, we are able to get second angle as a 90, means corresponding angles. Now we are able to get this 90 over here. But if OQ perpendicular to RS, OQ perpendicular to chord RS, then perpendicular from center of a circle to the chord, perpendicular from center of a circle to the chord, bisect that chord. According to that property, RS, according to this property, RS is 12. Then it become half of that. So naturally RQ is half of 12. Half of 12 means 6 over here. Now as we are able to get RQ as a 6, now our focus will be goes to triangle OQR. One by one try to understand over here. First part, let us assume OR is a radius, so I am indicating it by R. This part I am going to write in fourth group. OR is a radius of a circle. Again OP is a radius and OQ is half of that. So half of radius means it become R upon 2. And after that I am going to use Pythagoras theorem over here. All this part I am going to write. First OP perpendicular to line L, that I am going to write in first group, first part. Next, line L is parallel to RS, that part in terms of explanation I am going to write in group 2. As these two lines are parallel, then third line means OP is act as a transversal. If first angle is 90, automatically this corresponding angle is a 90, that I am going to write in group 2. Third, as RS is 12, naturally perpendicular from center to the chord, bisect the chord, this RQ becomes 6, that I am going to write in third group. And the fourth about triangle and Pythagoras theorem. So 1, 2, 3 part I am going to write it, pay attention. Now as per explained in a diagram, we are going to start one by one. Student, kindly request, first of all draw the diagram, understand the concept and then start observing a proof. Then and then you can easily understand the part. So coming to the part over here in the form of number, statement and reasons. And the part is, here first row. As per given condition, they are given O is the center of a circle and line L is a tangent. O is center of circle. Line L is tangent. And OP is radius. They have given all these parts, so I am going to write it as given. So our first part, angle OPM. Therefore, angle OPM is equal to 90 degree. Remember that OP is a radius, but M, that point we have taken extra over here. Remember it carefully. Angle OPM is equal to 90 degree. I am going to give it as equation number 1 over here, as this is the first part which is required over here. Now in the second part, we are over here. They have given as per their condition that chord RS is parallel to line L. So we are using that second group over here, and the part is chord RS is parallel to line L. They have given, so I am going to write it as given. So we can have a part. Therefore, RS parallel to line L, then our OP act as a transversal. I am going to write it over here. OP act as transversal. Therefore, angle OPM is equal to OQR. Therefore, angle OPM is congruent to angle OQR. Reason, corresponding angles. Now we know that OPM is 90 degree from 1. Naturally our OQR is also 90 degree. Therefore angle OQR is equal to 90 degree. So we are able to get OQR is a 90 degree. Why? Because OQR is equal to OPM and we have taken the reference of 1. So from 1. Now coming to the part, we are able to get OQR is equal to 90 degree. I'm going to call it as equation number 2. Now as angle OQR is 90 degree, but this OQR, it is OQ is part and QR. Here the part OQR is 90 become, but observe the part of third category in terms of a group and the part is. What is the third part? Try to understand in a diagram. As OQ or angle OQR is 90 degree, but they have given RS as a chord of a circle. RS as a chord of a circle, and now we are able to prove that OQ is a 90 degree or OQ perpendicular to RS. Naturally perpendicular from center of a circle to the chord, bisect the chord. Naturally RS is 12. We can write RQ as a 6. So the writing part is third. OQ perpendicular to, as OQ perpendicular to chord RS, we can have from 2. So from 2. Naturally perpendicular from center of a circle to the chord, bisect the chord. So I'm going to write. So OQ perpendicular to chord RS. Therefore, we can have a part RQ is equal to half of RS, that is nothing but half of 12 and then become 6. Means value of RQ becomes 6 and as per their unit, they have not provided any unit. So RQ is equal to 6 unit or 6 units. This is your answer. So I am going to give it as equation number 3. And for this part, we have reason perpendicular from center of a circle to the chord. So perpendicular from center of circle to the chord, bisect the chord. Now you are able to get RQ as a 6 unit. As it is a main answer, I am going to make a box to it. And now you are able to get RQ as a 6 unit. Now remember, we are going to write fourth and the main part over here, which is required. But for that part, I am going to rough 1, 2, 3, all 3 parts over here, and I am going to write the fourth, which is the last part over here. But try to understand one by one part. First of all, write it properly and then observe the next part. Here I am going to explain the fourth part first from the diagram point of view and then coming to the part over here. So the part is here once again a part of a revision. In case of a triangle OQR, your radius OR is equal to radius OP. We have assumed the radius as R, so your OR become radius R. Naturally your OP is also become R, but Q is the midpoint of OP. Q is the midpoint of OP. If total OP is the radius R, then half of that means OQ is R by 2. Also we have an angle, that angle OQR is a 90 degree. If it is a 90 degree, then we are going to use Pythagoras theorem. OQ square plus RQ square is equal to OR square, and R by 2 square plus 6 square is equal to R square, and according to that we are going to find the radius of circle R. Now this part cannot be completed in remaining space, so I am going to write all the part and I am going to complete the fourth part. So please pay attention. As per described in a diagram, we are going to write the fourth part, and the part is, so our fourth part is, let radius OP radius OP is equal to radius OR is equal to R. We are assuming it, or we can say. Now second part, OQ is half of the radius. OQ is half of the radius OP, means it become half of radius, and that become R into 1 R upon 2. Now the third part is in triangle OQR. Therefore in triangle OQR, angle OQR is equal to 90 degree. Therefore by Pythagoras theorem, and the part is, therefore by Pythagoras theorem, OR square is equal to OQ square plus RQ square. Now OQ square plus RQ square is equal to OR square. So OR square nothing but R square is equal to OQ square. OQ square is nothing but R upon 2 bracket square plus RQ square. RQ square means 6 square. Now the main part is simplification and going to get the find the value of R. So the part is, therefore R square, here R upon 2 bracket square means R square upon 4 plus 6 square means 36. Now I am going to multiply whole equation by 4 so that it can be get simplified directly because of division of 4. If I am going to multiply by 4 over here, it become 4R square is equal to, this 4 is going to get multiplied R square by 4, it become R square, and 36 become 36 into 4. Now simplification, and a part is shifting this plus R square to this side, shifting this plus R square to this side. But first of all I am going to write this part, multiply equation by 4. So multiply equation by 4 for simplification, and a part is here 4R square, shifting this plus R square to this side, it become minus R square is equal to, here 36 into 4. Now 4R square minus R square, that become 3R square is equal to 36 into 4. Now value of R square, here R square is equal to 36 into 4. This 3 is multiplied, goes to that side, it become divided by. Now simplification, 36 is nothing but, again we are going for more simplification. So 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are 6, means 3 into 12 or 12 3s are 36. So this part become 12 into 4, because 3 1s are 3, 3 12s are 3 1s are 3, 3 12s are. So 12 into 4 over here, and 12 into 4, that is 48. So our value of R square is equal to 48. Now if R square is equal to 48, our target is to find the value of R. So R is equal to under root of 48. Under root of 48 is nothing but 16 into 3. Under root of 16 into 3. This 16 will be come out from the root as 4 root 3. And this is the radius of circle, that is 4 root 3. So our answer is R is equal to 4 root 3. And we don't know units, so I am going to write it as units. And in this way, we can complete the entire part. So student, please pay attention. These steps are more important when you are going to solve such a kind of numerical. So radius of R is 4 root 3. So according to this diagram, this radius become 4 root 3. Remember, this step by step explanation I have added over here so that you can easily understand the entire part of a numerical. So take care during solution. and write it in proper manner. हेलो फ्रेंड्स एंड माय डियर स्टूडेंट, अगर आप हमारे वीडियोस देख रहे हो और आपको ये वीडियोस पसंद आते हो तो आप हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और नीचे दिए हुए बेल आइकन को क्लिक करना ना भूलें। साथ में अपने फ्रेंड्स और ग्रुप इसमें भी आप ये वीडियो शेयर कीजिए ताकि नॉलेज ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बच्चों तक पहुँचे। अलग अलग टॉपिक के साथ मैं आपको मिलता रहूँगा। मैं आपका एसवी सर आगे आने वाले वीडियोज़ को बनाता रहूँगा और आप तक पहुँचाता रहूँगा। थैंक यू वेरी मच।